How much does a man have to make to date you?
How much does you have to what?
Make to date you?
How much you have to make? I mean, first of all, he gotta be rich as like Elon Musk,
Like how much?
like Elon Musk.
You think a guy who's rich like Elon Musk is going for you though?
Elon Musk would eat this all night. 80 years old or 8 years old, he wanna eat this pussy. It's like, nah.
What makes you think he'd be interested in you?
What makes you think he'd be interested in me? I mean, first of all, I'm so sexy. Like I'm very natural. Like I ain't no hood bitch, ain't no street bitch, ain't no airplane bitch, ain't no one of a kind bitch. You know what I mean? Like I ain't like that.
Hey friends, this is T again with another reaction video, and today we're going to be doing a reaction on the unsettling realities behind modern dating. Okay, now I watch a lot of these street interviews. I think they're very fascinating. One day I would definitely like to do one on these particular subjects, and what I like about these videos is that the guys that do it, they get a lot out of these women, the way they think nowadays. Okay, and back in the day when I was growing up, I didn't never realize that women thought like this. They always teach you to be polite and to put women before your own needs and all these things. In romantic movies, your parents teach you this, your teachers teach you this, all this kind of stuff. It's always the women's need above the man's. But it was very important and probably to a man's advantage to do it in the past. These days, not so much. I think when you put yourself before a woman nowadays, it can be pretty risky. I ain't saying that it can never work, but it can be pretty risky because a lot of these women are selfish. Not all women, but a lot of them. Most of the women that you probably gonna come across in your lifetime, a lot of them gonna be very selfish. That's why everybody always saying I found the one. Because it's not like I found the many, I found the one. Okay, because everybody else just didn't meet the standard of what you need as a wife and a mother of your children. So what I love about these street interviews is these women aren't shy about saying what they want. Now when they talking to men, maybe someone might lie and deceive or whatever until after they get the ring. But on these street interviews, sometimes they catch them when they're coming from clubs and had a few drinks in them, so these girls feeling honest. But it seems like they let down their walls when it comes down to these interviews. They just, sometimes you can see that they trying to not say certain things, but a lot of the time these interviews get a lot out of these women, okay, which I found very, very fascinating. You know what I mean? And I love watching them, but this is probably the first time I did a reaction to it, so I decided to go ahead and do it this time. I think I've seen this brother before. I can't remember the last video that I watched that he was in it, but this guy is pretty good at doing interviews. Okay, so I want to go ahead and get into this reaction, but before we do, please like, subscribe, and share this video, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you know whenever we come out with new videos. Okay, all right, let's get started.
So at 28, let's say I wanted to take you out. How much do you expect me to spend on a first date?
She's pretty hot. I'm not even gonna lie. Very beautiful woman. Yeah, a woman like this, if you approach a woman like this, expect her to have high expectations, okay? It's just the way it is these days, man. These women feel like they deserve the world. But let's see what her answer is gonna be.
Depends where we're going.
What's your expectation though?
I don't really have any.
Oh my God, she lying out the gate. She knows she does. She knows she's gonna be on video, and this probably is a very popular channel. So she's gonna try to act humble, like, I don't expect anything, but come on, man. Come on. Women always have expectations. I don't care if they're good girls, they still have expectations. Most people do, but especially women. They always have some type of expectations of what they want. Except when it comes down to Chad. They want certain things from Chad, but they're ready to excuse it, get rid of it, just to have Chad to themselves. So, but everybody else, they expect some type of expectation, where you take them, how much money you spend on them, things you say to them, what the promises that you make, you're going to keep it, when you're going to call, all these things. Right? These women have always expectations, because during the time they start to reach maturity, they start to formulate all these expectations in their head. what they expect from the man that they want to marry and date or what have you. So they've been doing it for years, you know. Even when they're out there dating folks, they still having these expectations of what they want. And it's very fluid, because when they break up with somebody, then the expectations may change depending on the situation, right? And I'm gonna give you a perfect example. If a guy, the first guy that she dated, liked to take her to like cheap restaurants, and then they end up breaking up, then maybe later for the second guy, she gonna somehow connect the dots with the bad relationship, the fact that he's taking them to bad restaurants or cheap restaurants. So she gonna make the next guy take her to more expensive restaurants. Like somehow that's gonna fix the problem, because women have a very strange way of trying to, you know, recover or change up the way they think after each encounter with men. Okay, I mean, this is usually long term, but I'm just saying that women are very, very fluid when it comes down to the next guy in line. Basically, next, what they didn't expect from the first dude, they don't expect from the next one. Okay, it's what they allowed the first dude to get away with, they're not going to allow the next guy to get away with it, right? All of it is connected, basically.
So I could hit you up and say, hey, let's go to Burger King and get slushies?
No. I mean, at least like, you know, nice 5-star type of restaurant. And
Jeez, 5-star. Okay, look, I told you, man. I'm just looking at this chick, man. You can tell, man, she gonna have high expectations. She probably gonna give very little, if you even get even close to anything, man. But she gonna have high expectations. But when it comes down to Chad and Tyrone, she is definitely gonna break rules for them dudes, right? Some guy probably 6'3" or 5. Good looking, you know, 6-pack, all these good things, right? That these women say they want. They'll break all of it. This guy can take them to Chuck E. Cheese's, man. They'd be happy with that, as long as this guy's walking right next to him. Cause like I say, man, some dude made a joke. I was watching that Anton Daniels like a panel, and he made a joke because these women expect to be taken to these expensive restaurants, and he said, man, when I was at what was it, Wendy's, in the drive-thru, all I saw was a bunch of weave there. So these women aren't spending that kind of money on themselves, generally speaking. They just expect you to do it, or at least the 80% that they're not that attracted to. But the Chads, like I say, man, they can take them to Popeye's Chicken, man. They'd be happy.
And then depending on how it goes, depending how I like you, and that all kind of goes with me even saying yes for a first actual date. So that takes a toll.
Okay. So 5-star restaurant in Miami, how much is that gonna range?
Depends how many drinks you'll be ordering.
Average.
Anywhere from 300 to 800, maybe.
Jeez. You know, I love his style, because these girls be trying to beat around the bush with their answers, but he's like, just cut to the chase. You know, this ain't the time to pretend like, you know, all of a sudden you don't want nothing expensive or whatever. But freaking $300 to $800. See, I'm telling you, man, these modern women, man, they really, you know, think a lot of themselves, man. They don't contribute jack. They don't really have anything that she's, look, I don't know this woman. I'm not trying to down her, but she don't scream wife to me, okay? She just don't, man. She look like she go out to clubs, hang out at night. God knows who she's dealing with, you know, but then she expect like $300 to $800 being spent on her at a 5-star restaurant. I mean, seriously? No. Chad ain't trying to do that. The guys that she really attracted to, that she would like go out of her way for, that she would travel distances to see, she ain't expecting that dude to do nothing. He can make oodles and noodles in his bedroom, his 1-room bedroom with her, and she'll not only give him sex, but she'll eat that oodles and noodles with a smile on her freaking face. Them ramen noodles would be like, delicious to her, right? You know what I mean? And you just can tell. If the guy high value enough, she will tolerate almost anything. But this is not for Chad. This is not for Tyrone. This is for the other 80% of men that she want to have one of those, one of those, is a word, fruity dates. fruity dates with, right? That she don't have to give up nothing. She don't have to do nothing. She don't have to say nothing. She probably be on her phone the whole time. She don't have to do a thing. She just want free, delicious meals, and also to be able to do selfies, saying some sucker took me out to an $800 5-star restaurant, but you're not even gonna see him in the selfie. You're just gonna see me, and she probably don't even mention him. She probably just try to pretend like, hey, I go to these restaurants all the time, so if you expect to take me out, you don't have to spend this kind of money on me. So it's all fake and phony. Because I saw this this YouTube. This girl was talking about a lot of these YouTubers or whatever, these IG models or whatever. They pretend like that they spending all this money on themselves and traveling and all that kind of stuff, but a lot of it's fake. A lot of it's fake, and sometimes they got a handler or some dude sponsoring them, you know, for probably they trading things to get what they want. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying a lot of it's fake, and I doubt if any man is trying to spend $800 on this chick. And I'm not trying to down her, okay? I just want to make it clear. But come on, man. Seriously?
Jumpstart, yeah.
So, realistically, you expect a man to spend $800 on a first day?
Yeah,
Has it happened before?
yeah.
No. Why do you think he spent that much?
I mean, if they have it, it shouldn't be an issue.
How much does a man have to make to?
Jeez. You know, like I said, a lot of the time these women want to give the impression that they, guys like that just taking them out, but then yet they wearing these cheap clothes and walking around at night in clubs and stuff like that, right? Where's the dude now? Where is he? This is a guy you would think that kind of spending that kind of money on you, you would think you'd be still with the dude. Is he at home while you out there frolicking? What's the word? Frolicking, whatever. At clubs or whatever, right? Where is he at? I mean, come on. Why would you dump a man that's going to spend that kind of money on you, right? But they want to get that impression that a man is going to spend that kind of money on them. It's like a normal thing. No big deal. Yeah, some dude just spent $1,000 on me. You know, I'm just used to that. It's lies. It's fake. There ain't nobody spending that kind of money on it. I mean, come on, man. Especially on a first date. It just ain't happening, man. It just ain't. These girls just don't. You can tell a classy woman from a woman that really don't have all that class. You know what I mean? They don't wear tons of makeup. They pretty modest in the way they dress, and you definitely don't see them out at night in clubs. But women like this, what they do is go to nightclubs, the expensive nightclubs now, where there's a lot of guys that got money, probably football players, basketball. They try to find these spots in Miami and they go there, and then they try to sneak in the VIP section, you know, with promises of, you know, I'm gonna give you some loving or whatever the situation is, right? And then they claim that some dude just taking them out for $800 meals, when most of the time these dudes just want to smash, basically, and you just happen to be picked out of that group of girls that snuck into the VIP section, basically, right? But they want to, like, you know, they want to change history and make it seem like, you know, some dude just walked up to her and said, "You're the most beautiful thing in the world. Let me spend $1 billion on you on a first date because you're so special." That is not true. That is not true. It's not. These women are on the prowl, okay, at night. That's the reason why they out at night like this in clubs. They on the prowl. They on the prowl for money. They on the prowl for a Chad. They on the prowl for a good luxurious life. That's basically why they out. They looking for this, man. So it's not, because back in the day, modest women, they stayed home and the men came to them, okay? They came to them. I want to date you. Let me come by your house or whatever, meet your parents or whatever the situation is, right? But they're not in clubs trying to, you know, meet rich dudes, man. It's just not it.
To date you.
How much does he have to what?
Make to date you.
How much he has to make? I mean, first of all, he gotta be rich as fuck like Elon Musk. Like
how much?
Like,
are they drinking or something? Somebody spiked their drinks or something like this, right? They know they on video. And like I say, man, she knows deep down in her heart, no man like that even gonna look her way. But she want to believe it. She really want to believe it. And she, most of all, she want other men to believe it too. Like I said, a lot of these girls might be doing like OnlyFans or whatever. So they want to be like, you know, all these men spending all this money on me. if you just want a little bit of my time, you need to pay this kind of money, because it all becomes transactional with them. It's about money. It's all about money. And usually if they get paid, it's usually from simps, basically. It's not from rich dudes taking them all over the place. Yeah, it's always that possibility they might run into some dude with money and he in the mood to smash, so he might spend a little money on her that night and then smash. But most likely he'll just, get rid of her after that and just move on. Because a lot of these girls just make themselves available. That's why they're in these clubs, and the men knows this, that these women in the club looking for some money. So, it might be a little transaction going on here. Can I? And I remember watching this dude, man. He said, I don't pay women for sex. I pay for them to leave, basically. And that's basically it. You pay for them to leave. You don't want them staying the night. You don't want them calling you again afterwards. And a lot of these women fall into that category. Come on, a rich man like Elon Musk? Seriously?
Like Elon Musk.
You think a guy who's rich like Elon Musk is going for you, though?
Elon Musk would eat this pussy all night. 8 years old or 8 years old, he want to eat this pussy.
That's class, man. That's what I was talking about earlier. Class. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong, man. Elon Musk do mess with some scandalous women, but at least he mess with famous scandalous women. He ain't gonna mess with nobody. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Just for a little sex. He can get that anyway. He probably still getting it from his exes. That might be part of the arrangement. You know what I mean? But the man ain't hard up like that. But like I said, this girl's young. You can tell she's really young. And, somebody told her, some simp told her she was fine as wine and she deserved the world or all that kind of junk. And she just believed it. She generally believed it. But ain't no in the world she'll get a man like Elon Musk. It's just never going to happen.
It's like,
What makes you think he'd be interested in you?
What makes you think he'd be interested in me? I mean, first of all, I'm so sexy. I'm very natural. Like, I ain't no, hood bitch. Ain't no street bitch. Ain't no airplane bitch. Ain't no one-of-a-kind bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't like that.
So what kind of girl are you then?
What kind of girl am I? I'm super fun. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so adventurous. I just
Okay, she just being funny. She trolling him, man. Come on, man. She just saying that because she know that a lot of people gonna see this video, so she want to be cute. And some reason they think it's cute talking about they expect rich men to finance their lifestyles and stuff. So let me go ahead. He might get a lot of hit on these videos, so I might be as cute as possible and show you what my expectations are. She knows she'll never get an Elon Musk, but just by saying that, the guy that do come across her and say, look, man, this is the kind of expectations I have, so you better spend some money on me. And a simp will believe it. A simp will be like, okay, yeah, you really are worth it. Now, I've been attracted to women who, try to gag me for money. And I'm like, okay, you are beautiful and you are attractive, man. But, then I always see little signs of their behavior, like they all tattooed up. Or, their language is like really nasty and stuff like that. Or they working in places where they not making a lot of money and things like that, but yet they got high expectations. Like, you just gonna pay just to talk to them, something like that, right? I never do. I still talk to them, but I never pay. I ain't trying to do it. And I'm not talking about I get the sex or anything like that. I'm just saying I'm just not gonna pay. You know what I mean? To me, when it comes down to relationships, and I hate to use the word transactional, man, but look, it's like both parties should give something, okay? Now it's between the two of you what you give. Now that's your decision, okay? But you just can't just give, and then the other person don't do nothing. You know what I mean? But a lot of these women think they can get away with that. Elon Musk, please.
I'm really just a bad bitch. I don't give a fuck about nobody. Okay. I don't give a fuck. So, you know what? Every time you meet somebody, they die.
Everybody died though.
Not take the heat, and that's point blank.
Would you prefer to have your dream career without a family, or have a family but no career?
Family but no career. That's easy.
Now, why didn't you even hesitate?
Because my goal in the future is always I want to have a family. Of course, I'd want to be able to provide for them independently if things always went south with my partner. But when I get married, I hope it's just one time, and that's the expectation. And I'd give up a job if it meant that I could stay with my kids longer or be with my partner more often.
Now you're gonna hear a lot of this from women like that, like this, but you got to be very wary for this because for one, they in Miami out at night. Okay, so even though she might want a family in the future, that doesn't mean that's what she's looking for right now. Okay, she might just looking for that dude now, you know, to get free food, free drinks, some sex, or whatever the situation is, right? Like I said, I don't know this woman from Adam, but I'm just saying she's out at night in Miami. Come on, and look at her girlfriend. My goodness, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, it's hot in Miami, but come on, I'm just saying, be wary of women that frequently visit the club out at night a lot because a lot of things happen at night, you know. I try to avoid going out at night. Sometimes I'll go to places that, you know, by the time I leave it's dark, but I don't try to stay out late. I used to when I was young, but now it's like I don't see the point. It's too much crap that happens at night and too many people I don't like to meet at night. It's like the widows come out at night, and that's man and women, okay? So people that like to stay out late at night partying, man, you got to be very careful. I mean, back in my day when I was young, I was out late at night. I mean, I was trying to hook up with chicks, man. I mean, I was up to no good. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm trying to judge her for doing it because she's young. I'm just saying that she's talking a game, talking about she wants to have a family and children, all that kind of stuff, right? But would she be a good wife? And to me, a good wife ain't hanging out at night in clubs. You know what I'm saying? It's just not it.
Why don't you value your career as much as you do the family?
I do value my career, but I think that family is always going to be with you forever. Your job, especially in nursing, you're always replaceable. Family isn't.
Oh, she's a nurse. You know what they say is about a nurse? It's really funny, right? For years, I thought hooking up with a nurse was a good thing, man. But there's a lot of things about nurses they say that these women hook up a lot, especially traveling nurses, man, right? So they love to have fun, as they say. But yeah, I think she meant she's a nurse, man. But she's right about one thing, though. These days, they laying people off for almost no reason. So I think a lot of these modern women are starting to get the hint, man, that, you know, spending all your life on your career, that might not exist anymore. It might have in the past when women thought that they could have a career until they retire, but now it's like all these layoffs that's going on, man. So a career isn't guaranteed. So now they're looking for a retirement plan and a husband. That's the reason why they're out at night going to these clubs.
So at that point, you just really have to weigh your, you know, what you're willing to risk. And for me, I'm not willing to risk my family.
So why do you think so many women in 2023 are preaching this boss babe attitude?
That's so cultural. It's a very good question.
They know because they used to follow it. You know, they look, these girls, if I had to make a decision, they either they like 25 and up. I know they way past 18, okay? 25 and up, okay? And they were part of the boss woman thing. They knew what the deal was. And at the height of that, these women loved it. They loved it. But now they pretend like they don't understand. I don't know where they come from. I'm not that girl. I never believed in that. I really don't understand why girls believe in that kind of stuff. Yeah, she has a career in nursing. So she did believe it. Other than that, her younger self would have got married if she didn't believe it. I'm assuming that they're not married because they out at night in the club. I'm assuming there's no other reason to be out at night like this unless you're going to some kind of club or someplace to drink. So obviously at some point they did believe it. They believed it wholeheartedly.
I talked about this the other day. It's the times right now. I think women more than ever now really want to show independence, and they want to prove that they can get ahead in the world just like men. It's also, I wouldn't say, you told me not to say anything bad, so I'm like trying to think my words. We are used to...
Yeah, they're in the club. And y'all probably thinking, how would I know they're in the club just by looking at this? I don't see no club around them right now, right? You can hear the music for one. And if these guys are smart, they're gonna catch women going in and out of clubs and bars, okay? if you really want to interview a woman and catch her raw, that's probably the best place to do it. And I'm sure these guys know that. They're not going to be on some random street because they're not going to run into these women. They know these women go to specific places to meet men with means. So these interviewers make sure they show up at these places. Even Pearl did that. She was smart enough. I mean, but I think she was a little bit more conservative. Sometimes she'll show up like in downtown areas or something like that. But these guys, they usually stand outside these clubs to interview these women, right? That's usually a smart way to go. That's how I kind of figured these girls would go in the clubs.
Being seen as, objects for the most part sometimes, depending on where you live, at least here in Miami.
Sexual objects?
At times. That being said,
Gee whiz, man. These women want to be sexual objects just to the right man, okay? They want to be treated like sexual objects. They just don't want every man doing it, okay? They need to be a little bit more specific. They dress to attract. They don't dress like this just because they like these outfits. They don't do it for that reason. They dress to attract and mate. A specific type of mate. It's not for everybody. It's just for a specific type of man. Okay, Chad and Tyrone. I got that from Highlights Daily, man. I love that guy's video, man. You should definitely watch it, definitely.
women are coming into an era where anything I can do with you, I can do on my own as well. And more than ever now, you see women just going ahead and driving through in every aspect of life. Like, they are looking to go ahead and break ceilings.
Do you think most men want their woman to be all provocative on their Instagram or be more modest?
I would say the typical guy answer is they want us to be more modest.
Why is that a typical guy answer?
Because I feel like guys get protective over that. And they get, I don't want to say it, but they get insecure.
Insecure?
Insecure. Okay, I'm gonna have to address that. But it's kind of interesting because Chad is usually like, when he's on OnlyFans. Okay, Chad don't go to OnlyFans. He go to like dating apps. He's usually looking for more provocative type women, right? That is out there being sexy. You know what I'm saying? Those are things Chad and Tyrone look for because they want to have sex. Basically, they just want to have sex. You know, but the average dude, he, even though he does love sexy pictures, and the only time he's really looking for sex is when he like going to OnlyFans, or he a member of OnlyFans, something like that, or going to adult movies. But when he's looking at like videos or from YouTube or from Instagram, something like that, he want to get married, and a lot of the times he want to marry the most modest women. I like modest women too. I'm not gonna lie, I prefer that. Until I'm in that mood. You start to drink, man, you know, that can shift at any moment, okay? But generally speaking, I'd rather be around a more conservative woman. And I think most guys want that, you know what I mean? They just want the freak in the bed, that's all. But they want their woman, you know, in public to be modest. They know that you look, a woman that dressed provocatively, in a lot of cases, they can be very dramatic. You know, it don't take much for them to get mad or belligerent outside in public, you know, curse you out. I mean, I saw a video recently. This dude took a woman to Shake Shack. I think that was the name of it. And he spent like $50 on it, right? And she was on Instagram complaining and whining. You saw the way she was dressed and everything like that. So it's kind of expected. So you don't want that on your hands. But a lot of these men, and it's usually liberal men, you know, the pro-black men, that they love to date women like this. Even though they know these women gonna cause them hell, they generally love dating women like this and marrying them. Even when they got resources, they take these risks because their mama told them just to get married. But like I say, most conservative type men want a woman to dress conservatively. They don't want their woman go out with their woman and their butts hanging out. They don't want that. You know what I mean? That's for privacy in their own bedroom. That's not for public consumption. Okay, basically.
Sure.
Yeah, when girls post that, because there's other guys that can see photos like that.
You don't think that's just saying, hey, I'm still on the market, look at my ass?
I think girls can do that for themselves. If they feel good, and they look good, and they like how they look, then I think they can feel free to do whatever they want and post whatever they want.
Well, most of the time they do it because of the likes and the attention that they get, not for themselves.
Well, I think that a girl can do whatever they want.
You know, I believe that attention is to women is as important as money. I believe that because it was some women that I've talked to, even when I didn't like give them money, which I normally don't do. I don't be just going out handing out money to women. I'm just making a point. They were just happy to see me because I gave them attention. You know what I mean? I think they accepted the fact that I was trying to give them money. So they at least wanted to, I mean, I would flatter them, say nice things to them, hear about some of these stories or whatever. I mean, I'm sitting there at the bar or whatever, right? You tend to have these conversations. But I'm just saying that they love attention, man. They really, really do. I think, you know, even when women don't make that much money doing OnlyFans, they'll keep doing it because they know people are watching them, mostly men. You know what I mean? So they just love that attention. It makes them feel beautiful. That's why they want to be seen all over the place. Go to these clubs, you know. I remember back in the day when I used to ask. I'm like, when a girl didn't want to talk to me or whatever, and I'm like, well, if you ain't talking to nobody, why you in the club? The answer is they wanted the attention. That's all that is. Even when they say they don't want it, they really want it. You know what I mean? So they can go home feeling good. Make me feel good. That's from Monsters Halle Berry. Make me feel good.
So
That's valid. That's fair. But do you think that hurts her in the long run? Like, what do you think a man thinks when he sees that? Does he think wifey? Or does he think, God damn, this girl's for everybody?
I don't know. I really don't know. I would say, honestly, I think that I feel like guys don't pay attention to that stuff.
When do you want your woman to dress provocatively as opposed to modestly?
If she's with me, I don't give a shit how she dresses, to be honest with you. I mean, as long as I'm with her. Now, if she by herself or the homegirls and be like, that shit ain't gonna work for me.
So if she was all with you, and I could see that her nipples were pierced, that wouldn't bother you?
I mean, people could look all day long. Hey, bro, hey, come on, man. Come on, bro.
You could look all day?
You could look all day long, but again, see, guys, that's how you handle shit, all right? You don't be a little bitch about it.
So what gave you that confidence to say, hey, like, damn, I don't care if anybody can see what she looks like. Like, you don't think that she should just reserve that for yourself?
I mean, realistically, man, it is almost impossible in modern day to tell a woman what to do. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is really tough to tell a woman, hey, I don't like this shit. If you do this shit, you know, I'm gonna kick you to the curb.
I disagree. When a woman really likes you and respects you, she'll do whatever you ask her to, basically. Not 100%, but most of it. She will. If let's use Chad, for example, right? Chad be like, you know, I don't kind of like the way you dressing. Because most of the time she dressing, she doing for him. If she dressing sexy, it's because she thinks that's what he wants. But if he's turning around one day like they in bed or something like that, you know, the way you dress it in public, I don't like it. He says fine in the bedroom, but when in public, you know, I don't like that. I don't like guys looking at you. She will go out and buy a whole new wardrobe to please the man. Obviously, that's not happening with this dude right here. He think it does with the shirt unbuttoned and everything else going on, but it's not happening with him. If he got to sit there and try to convince her to dress a certain way, or he can't get her to dress a certain way, that means she's not feeling him like that. You know what I mean? A woman have the capability of adapting to the man they respect and love. They will adapt. They will do whatever they can to keep that relationship going. They will even make compromises. I watched this this Law and Order thing, and this man in the back of the police car with his woman, you know, they got stopped for drugs or whatever. So he was telling her to do it, telling her to take the rap for him. Even though she was crying and all that kind of stuff, you can tell she was going to do it. Because she loved that man. Instead of saying straight, no, I ain't doing that. I ain't taking no rap for you. I ain't getting no criminal charges put on me. Nah, she loved that man. Even though I disagreed with her decision, because I think she tried to do it, but because of the video from the police car, it didn't happen. I got to say, man, you know what I'm saying? She really loved that dude. You just can tell she loved that dude. She was crying because she was actually considering doing it. And that guy knew it. He knew it. He knew she was gonna do it. Now, you can't convince her to change her clothes, but he can convince a woman to take a drug rap. That's the difference. That is the difference, man. Okay? So he making excuses. You know, these modern day women, you can't control them. It ain't about control. It's about the fact of the matter is if she wants to please you, she wants to find out what will please you. And if you tell her, I don't like this, I'd rather you change it to something different, she'll do that with a glee. She will have no issues with that. Now, you know, things can turn sour, you know, relationship can go bad. Then when she at that point, when she don't love you no more, respect you anymore, then she'll start putting back on them slutty clothes again. Even though she's in a relationship with you. It's all about love, it's all about the respect, okay? So this guy just making excuses. You know what I mean? Cause probably most of the women, he felt like he can't control them anyway, so they might as well just go ahead and walk around with they boobs out or whatever. He can't control it. He just gonna take what he can get.
You know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, a woman will be like, "Oh, you're controlling." She'll go tell her homegirls. Her homegirls will come back and be like, "Oh, he's abusive mentally," blah blah blah. And then you just want to even deal with that bullshit. But now if she out with you, you got to make it a happy compromise. You know what I'm saying? You got to say, "Hey, look, baby, you can dress the way you want to when you with me, when you're with your homegirls or whatever. I ain't gonna fly with that shit. Just the way it is."
What's harder? A man trying to impress a woman or a woman trying to impress a man?
What's harder?
Yeah.
I think maybe a man trying to impress a woman. Because women are
Completely agree.
kind of crazy, no?
Why you say that?
Because they have high standards and they're like, I want this, I want that. Don't speak to me, you're wearing these shoes.
And these women know this because they're in these clubs and they see these women turning down men left and right. And then they joking with each other over a drink about why they turned him down. His shoes look crappy. He's short. Whatever, what have you. She knows. She been around catty women before. She know how they act and operate. They know they're very judgmental over stupidest things, right? This guy could be good looking or whatever, but he might have tight pants. They don't like that. So they standards are so high, it's ridiculous. And she knows this. You can tell she's been around women like that. That's why she's smiling like that.
And yeah, I feel like men are very easygoing people. They're like, oh, she's beautiful, let's go for her. But women are like, no, look at his shoes. Oh, no.
So why are women so picky?
I'm not like that, but women are, they're crazy, really. They're fucking, especially in Ireland, they're crazy.
I remember working for this woman she was in charge. It was like I was doing maintenance or whatever, right? And she got an apartment at the apartment we did the maintenance at. So one day I had to go to her apartment to fix something. And it was junky, messy, panties all over the place. The room was dirty, all kind of stuff, man. But she had the highest standards when it came to men. She had the highest standard. I don't believe she ended up with a man. I mean, the guy was a good-looking dude, man, but, you know, he didn't have that kind of money like she wanted, okay? Like, she felt like she deserved, right? But before she got married, I had to go to her apartment room, and it was junky, crap all over the place, man. These women, like I say, they can have all these high standards and stuff, but they love to get drunk. They like to go out and hang out in bars and hook up with dudes and all kind of stuff, but their standards are sky high. And then eventually at some point when they can't do it anymore, they want to get married. They want to have a kid all of a sudden. The time clock is starting now. I need to get this stuff done. All of a sudden, their high standards isn't so high anymore because now they have to live in reality. They have to figure out something that they can get married because Chad ain't trying to marry them. And it takes them a while, but eventually they'll figure that out. So they're going to have to find one of these simps, a fan. And I'm telling you, man, these fans are terrible, right? The fans are the ones that when like, if an OnlyFans model meet one of her fans and then she like him because she found out he's good looking or he has money and they hook up. That's what I'm talking about. That kind of thing, okay? It's a fan. But she's not going to respect him. because she know he doled out a lot of money just to see pictures of her or videos of her. So she knows she can pretty much get as much money from him as possible. So that's what I'm talking about when I mention fans. Okay, but she's not gonna get Chad to do all that and marry her, or even to be faithful. So now that the time clock is ticking, they need to freaking find anybody, man, that's even close to worthy. That's when all of a sudden the common sense. I remember Myron from Fresh and Fit mentioned that when women start buying their own drinks, that's when they start to realize they need to get married. You know, they know their time is limited at this point. What I'm saying. Very interesting. But this woman knows what she's talking about, though.
I don't know why they're like this.
But do you think they're crazy in Ireland or in America?
Oh, everywhere. I've only been here 2 weeks, but I can imagine they're crazier here. I don't know why.
I mean, in Miami, it is literally all luxury, sports cars everywhere.
The women.
Like I say, women migrate to places where the money is. The sun, the expensive living, and the money. They will room with each other just to be able to live a certain lifestyle. That's how they survive, like in places like New York, for example, right? Because the rent is sky high right now, right? But they still moving there. A lot of times they don't tell you. Even a lot of these YouTubers, some of them are honest about it, but a lot of them aren't honest. They'll show you these luxury apartments they living in. Then you find out like 5 people paying rent. You know what I'm saying? Just to live in that town, okay? They don't care. They want to be where the money is. And they will do anything, almost anything, just to be in these places. That's why so many women flock to Miami, man. Because they know that's where the money is. This is the kind of lifestyle they feel like they deserve.
You are stunning. They really are stunning. Like, if these women went to Ireland, they'd be like, what the fuck are these people wearing?
But do you think that most American men would want to go for the American woman or foreign woman like you?
I think a foreign woman. Because people want what they don't have. So like in Ireland, we don't have people like you. So when I see people like you, I'm like, shit, man.
Wait, like people like me who are
black, man.
We don't have
Oh, black people?
not black people, but yeah, colored people,
Okay.
Mexican people.
Look, man, when they put all them Haitians in their country, they go see them more often. You know what I mean? They been around black people, man. They do. But yeah, he is considered exotic in these European places like Italy and Scotland and all that kind of stuff. He is considered exotic. I remember when I was in Germany, I was considered exotic. And these women went crazy over these exotic men. She trying to make a point the best way she can. She's just fumbling her words. That's all. So I'm not offended. I'm not offended at all.
But we don't have Mexican people, we don't have Filipino, we have Indian, but not too much. So when we see them here and they dress amazing, they look, it's like, wow, it's like, you want what you can have, no?
So do you want dark chocolate?
Dark chocolate is my favorite, especially when it's 85%.
Well, I'm 100% dark chocolate.
Shit, man! That's maybe too bitter for me.
Yeah, she seemed friendly. You know what I mean? And she probably know about the passport bros too as well. You know, like I say, when you grow up in a certain way, and a lot of these girls, I think it happened in Germany too. They grow up and they're around the same white people all the time, right? Then all of a sudden you see all these black men just popping in from the military into their town or on business trips or whatever and then all of a sudden down, it's like these girls go crazy, man. They go crazy. They do. And she know, like I say, this girl have some intelligence. She knows what she's talking about. She shouldn't be out at night though. This is the worst time to find a man, but you know, they gonna do what they gonna do.
But 85% I can do.
Should you have any say in the friends that your girlfriend keeps around her?
No.
I really like that question. And he just say no, or I gotta hear his reasons.
I don't have a say. I trust that she'll make the right decision based on what she knows about me. She knows what I'm comfortable with and what I'm not comfortable with. But she's a smart girl, and I feel like she understands boundaries that I have.
Now, what if you could tell that they're probably playing a bad influence on her?
Can I tell, or what if I can?
No, you can.
If I can?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll voice it to her. I'll be like, oh, your friend's a hoe. You know, I'll slip in like little like, you know, but I won't get on her about it. Because at the end of the day, I don't control who she can be friends with. You know what I mean? She's her own person. She's free to do whatever she wants. I'm not going to be that helicopter boyfriend that's like,
I don't want you hanging out with this person. I don't want you hanging out with that person.
No, the appropriate thing to do is this. Now, if a woman love and respect your opinions, they're going to always try to find out what your opinions about certain things. They do. Because they don't want to ruin anything. Because they know in the past when they dated other men that these guys ghosted them for some reason. So they don't know exactly what that reason is. So they want to know. They want to know, look, I like you. I want to stay with you. So if I'm screwing up or anything like that, please tell me and I'll make the corrections. This is only works is when they love you and respect you. And no, you don't have to control her, but she's always going to seek for that information to make sure she's pleasing you and that you're happy. Also, she don't want you going out there fooling around on her, but you can't guarantee that kind of thing anyway. But see, this is the problem. You can handle it this way. And I've seen most guys did it. I did it. When you start to say something like, I don't kind of like the fact that you're hanging out with this dude or whatever, right? Now, this is almost like a test in a way, even though you just letting her know you don't like it, but it's almost like a test. You want to see how she reacts to that, okay? And then she'll say something like, we've been friends. We never did anything. I known them for years. I grew up with them and all this other junk, but they really close though. You don't like it. It's very uncomfortable for you. You say, look, I get it. I understand that and stuff, but I really don't like that. I think if we are to be serious, I think you should tamper down that relationship. Because, I don't know what y'all did beforehand, but I prefer you not being around other men like this. Now, at this point, you can leave it alone and see what she does. And if she continues to see this dude, she has pretty much lowered her importance, basically, right? Before it was like she was a potential wife. Now at this point, she just somebody you just dating and having sex with at this point. You don't have to say another word to her. Then at some point when things get crazy or whatever, then you just break up. And that's what most guys did. They'll let the girl know the deal, how they feel about it, and they'll see if she'll do anything about it. If she doesn't or doubles down on what she's already doing, then you demote her to, for bad user only, basically. Depending on how bad it is, okay? Maybe at some point during the relationship, she'll be like, I thought about what you said, and, I decided, to go ahead and just tell him I don't want to be, I can't be his friend because we are growing closer and closer and, and whatever, right? Then you might be like, okay, now she's doing what I need to do. I'll promote her a little bit more back up to that potential again or whatever the situation is. But like I say, you don't have to argue with her. You don't have to fight with her. You don't have to make any demands. You pretty much let her know what displeases you. And like I said at the beginning, if she respects you and loves you and wants that relationship to work, she'll respect the fact there's certain things you don't like, and she'll try to meet that as best as she can. But if she don't got no respect for you and the love ain't that deep, she'll continue seeing that dude.
That's not me.
Do you feel the same way about her having guy friends?
That's different. I personally don't believe in platonic friendships between women and men. I think there's always going to be attraction on one end. I've been in relationships before where I've been told, don't worry about him, blah, blah, blah. He's just a friend.
I don't care if the dude's gay. And it don't have anything to do with the fact that he is gay. It's the fact of the matter is women think that they can at least have gay men friends. But these gay friends can start trouble too. It don't have to be sex trouble. It could be one situation where they're giving them bad advice and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of times I see these tips giving bad advice, and they can be divisive in your relationships. So it's all men. I don't care what your sexual orientation is, man. It's all men. I don't want you messing with all men when you messing with me. My word should go over that person's word. And that's when it all comes down to in the end, right? If they male friend tell them one thing and then all of a sudden they bring it up in an argument you having. Well, my friend said that you don't take me out enough. Some crazy mess like that. You thinking, what the freak? What? Who is this person? And are you talking about me with this person? Because that's what women love these men friends for. They can pour out their hearts and talk about it. Because I've been to bars and women start to, I meet a girl and find out she got a man, and all of a sudden she want to start, vomiting all her relationship problems and stuff like that. But like, I want to hear it. So I'll stand there for a minute just to be polite, but then I'll make some excuse to leave. But it's like, that's what they do. That's why they want these men around. If you're gay, they want advice. They want these gay men to go to these like shopping and stand around while they shop. When it's like straight dudes, they know deep down inside these guys, only reason why they're hanging around because they want to sleep with her, but she's never gonna give it to them. But she like the attention of it. So it's always something she's getting from these men that she's not getting from her boyfriend, and that can be problematic.
My cousin, even, come to find out, I was either cheated on, or they've been talking to him, or they go ahead and fuck them when we're done. So I personally don't believe in women and guy relationships. Respectfully.
So what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Because he said he's not trying to make no demands of her or anything like that. He's not trying to tell her what to do. She's her own individual. She can make decisions. Yes, you cannot force somebody to do what you want them to do. But a woman that loves you and want to please you and don't want to screw it up. I'm going to give you another example. There's another content creator that I love watching. His name is LeBlanc, Lost LeBlanc. At least that's the name of his YouTube channel. Love his travel. I think it's top tier quality that he does these travel videos, stuff like this. And this girl, right, nobody knows her from Adam except that she dates him. And I guess they're in a serious relationship, whatever. She ain't gonna screw that up. This guy's making so many investments and being very smart with his money. He's very, very popular on YouTube and probably other, social media outlets. I mean, all kind of stuff. He's making connections, doing businesses. I mean, all kind of stuff, man. This guy's like Bali. He was talking about buying some property in Belize. I mean, this guy is rolling, okay? I mean, I don't know if he's rich, but he's definitely making the moves. She ain't gonna screw that up. Matter of fact, I think one time she mentioned that they were going to like therapy, which I think is a big mistake. I don't think a man should go to like couples therapy or anything like that. I think it's stupid because most of the time they're going to be on the woman's side. You know what I mean? So I think it's a bad idea, but I guess he did go. But look, when a woman wants to take you through all that kind of stuff, she's not trying to lose you, okay? Normally, a woman will just break up with your tail. If she don't want to be with you anymore, if there's a problem, she's not happy. She's just out, man. She'll find some other dude and she'll split. She ain't trying to fix that problem. But for somebody like him, she gonna do whatever she can to keep that thing going. You know what I mean? She gonna do whatever she got to do. Okay? So it's like these women will they will say whatever they need to say. They'll find out, are you happy, what you thinking? Because that's why they always asking you what you thinking, right? I noticed all the women that were serious about me always want to know what I was thinking. And I never could understand that. I'm just sitting there, watching TV or eating a sandwich or something, right? And they want to know what you're thinking because you ain't saying nothing. You just quiet eating your sandwich. And they're like, well, what you thinking? Like, I ain't thinking nothing. I'm eating a sandwich, for crying out loud. Most men that have been on dates or had girlfriends, whatever, can say at least one time a girl will ask them what they thinking. Okay? At least one time, right? And I kind of figured out why they do that now. Before I was like, what the freak? I'm just, why are you asking me this? But now because they like you so much, because they want to keep this thing going, they thinking maybe you might be thinking about somebody else. You might not be happy. You might be like, it could be a number of things that they don't like because a lot of guys probably ghosted them and never told them a reason why they broke up or whatever the situation is, right? So when they really like you, they want to know what you think. Now, the girls that wasn't really too serious about me, it was mostly sex or whatever, right? They never asked me this question. Never. Because it didn't matter. Either in their life or not in their life. It was a convenient thing for the both of us, right? So, I mean, I have liked the girl more than she liked me. There's been occasions that happen, but they never asked me that question. Never. It's always the girls that really, really, really like me that will ask me what I'm thinking and all that other kind of stuff, right? So it is what it is, right? But I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. I'm going to leave the link to this video. That way you can watch it uninterrupted and the full video. I love these guys, man. I love the fact that they go out here and talk to these women. Like I say, I don't do a lot of reactions to them, but if you like me doing reactions to them and giving my commentary, please let me know in the comment section. I would definitely look more into it. But I really appreciate all of you coming by. Thanks again. This is T and peace.
What makes you think he'd be interested in me? I mean, first of all, I'm so sexy. You know, like, I'm very natural. Like, I ain't no, like, you know, hood bitch. Ain't no street bitch. Ain't no airplane bitch. Ain't no one-of-a-kind bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't like that.